Thank you for joining us. My name is Bryce Ritchie. Alongside me today, head coach of the men's basketball team, Matt Thacker. Matt, how you doing?
Real good. Thanks, Bryce.
You guys got a big win last night against the visiting La Sierra University Golden Eagles. Actually won by 40 points. What kind of a morale booster was that for your team?
Well, no doubt we needed it. You know, we had come off a couple of good games, and then our last couple of games prior to that game, we just seemed to be hitting some log jams, trying to find ways to play better together, and it just wasn't clicking. You know, we were struggling playing together. We were giving up easy baskets. We were getting a little bit dejected. So, you know, it was great timing to have a non-conference team come in. We made some adjustments, and it was nice to be able to instill those going into a non-conference game.
Mm-hmm. And you really saw some step up by some of your bench players, you know, with them getting some more minutes in. You saw good performances from Marcus Kirkland and some great shooting from Nick Dalby, and also good rebounding and defense from Bryce Butcher.
Well, I think, you know, the first half is where those guys came in and really did their work. Mm-hmm. The second half, look, you know, when you come in and you're up 30, there's not a lot of pressure. It's easy to kind of freewheel and have success. But when they came in the first half and they really gave us a boost and they extended our lead, you know, obviously you like that. The game was tailor-made for Nick. When you have a team that gives you some looks, which they did, you know, he's going to knock them down. Marcus is coming along. I mean, he's quick. You know, he just needs to learn this environment, the more exposure and more experience he gets, the more he'll continue to come along. But we're happy to be able to bring him in, put a little pressure on the ball, try to get some easy buckets for us.
Definitely is a different atmosphere with the in playing college basketball. You have two big conference games coming up, PUC and CSU Maritime, both away as well. What do you guys are looking to get both wins and extend that winning streak, but what's it going to take in order to do that?
Well, it's really hard for us where we're at to look at two games. I mean, we're pretty focused on the first one. You know, last year we went at PUC, and it was a big game for us. We hadn't had a conference win yet. We went in there, and we were able to carve out a win. We played a lot more zone in that game, and their guards struggled. They've brought in some better guards. They're better shooters, so that's going to be a little more problematic. They're a lot more active defensively on the perimeter. They don't have the one big back to the bucket scorer like they had last year with Jewett, but they've got some young guys that are pretty good. But they're just more athletic, they're quick, and they're really hard-nosed, and they're determined. But, you know, if we go in there and we're focused, I think we really in that game need to focus on ourselves, and if we can limit giving them any kind of easy baskets, make them have to work, then I like our matchup.
Okay. And your point guard, Dalton, he's been struggling with knee problems, and we saw him go down in last night's game in the first half. How's he doing?
He's fine. You know, he rolled his ankle. I think it's the first time he's ever rolled an ankle. His problem, you know, his knee, obviously his hip, and just the way he plays, he gets done up. But, you know, we've got about 80% of him. I don't think we'll see 100% of him until next year, but 80% is fine, and I think he'll be good to go.
You know, you're talking about the way he plays on defense. I've seen that a lot. You guys have been stepping up the intensity. Is that something you guys really work on in practice, or is it as a leader, is he the one that's has just been stepping up?
Well, without question. I mean, that's one of the main reasons he's here. He's always had that fire, the inner drive, and I think we really talked about that a lot going into Walla Walla. Okay. I wish you could coach that and teach that. Mm-hmm. You just can't. You got to find guys that have it. But, you know, we've really emphasized our inner drive, the inner fire that we have to come out and compete, and knowing that the fire that you play with defensively is what's going to drive you to have confidence. You know, we've had several games we went in at halftime with the lead, and we haven't felt confident because our defense wasn't there. We were just hitting shots. Okay. But when you go in at halftime, you know you've been aggressive defensively, and you kind of feel like, you know, you just want it. You have a passion for what you're doing. You know, defense is a selfless act.
Yes.
And so when your team buys into that with their inner drive, it gives you confidence. Of course, we've also emphasized in the last week really trying to share the ball more offensively, get more guys touching the ball, making the extra pass, and I thought we really did a nice job of that last night.
It seemed to work well getting your shoes open last night, that's for sure.
Well, we told them we wanted to start really limiting almost taking out any of our mid-range jump shots in transition. We've been coming down and, 12, 14-foot jump shots early in the shot clock. We have guys that can make it, but it's not worth probably the trade-off of, okay, the numbers aren't there. Let's come down. Let's get everybody touching the ball a little more, get everyone else involved. And I think that the guys really responded to that. And we're getting more passes out from our low post. And so, yeah, just getting everybody involved, getting an extra pass. I like what we saw with that.
Awesome, Coach. Well, thank you for joining us, and good luck this week.
Thanks, Bryce.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.